Hey Dimple, welcome to Just Like That.
Hello, hi Sahil. Thank you so much for inviting me on your platform. And just like that, I really love it. I've seen few videos and they are awesome.
Thank you so much. Actually, it's a huge honor to be talking to you just like that. Having served the nation, having served the country, it's an absolute honor. And you had the great
Oh,
opportunity to serve during the Kargil War and Operation Parakram as well. So tell us a little bit more about that. How was the experience?
okay. So Sahil, I have to take you back to the days when I got, inducted in Air Force, when I joined it. So 6th July 1998, I was coming with Indian Air Force in the engineering branch. And then I underwent a training of 1 year. So Sahil, initially the training of 4 to 5 months is a journal training, right? There, the mental fitness and your physical fitness and some, journal classes are there from 9 to 6. And then you go for a specialization course. So I did a specialization course on Russian missiles, the surface to air missiles, right? So after the training, you are posted in the units. So I was also posted in a unit. I can't name it now, but it was very near to the border. So we were all waiting. All the course mates, we all were doing the course. We were waiting for the posting to come because we wanted to have the experience of first unit. Because we just studying for last 1 year. So then came the posting, and we knew that there will be a warm welcome. There would be somebody to receive you, but that did not happen with me. So I was surprised nobody came to receive me. And then there was no party on the first day. I mean, welcome, there is a get together, which was not there. So then when I landed the Air Force, the station was totally in dark. It was in dark because, Kargil was already on. So
Hmm.
they were practicing the exercise, and it was an air raid simulation practice. I was given the role of the missile engineer as well as the HR head for the unit. So next day, when I went to my unit, my commanding officer, he said, Dimple, you are so lucky. After 30 years, because the last war had actually happened in 1971. So after 30 years, we have a war and you are participating in that war, which is a big thing. And the lesson learned from this war will always remain with you throughout your life. I said, yes, let me see what it is. And believe me, Sahil, it was totally a different experience. Because when you are posted in a unit, you are supposed to be on working on the training missiles. You're not supposed to touch the missiles because you are on OJT, on job training for next 6 months. And it did not happen because I had the biggest exposure. I would say nobody can have better OJT than me. All the missiles were out, and then what actually happens in the war, I could witness that. So this was my experience with the Kargil. And that time, I think I was 24 or 25 years old, Sahil. So then, when the parliament was attacked in December 2001, and then again we had a limited war, and I was part of that also. I think I consider myself very, very fortunate that I could serve the mother nation, the country directly. And there I was already flight commander, where I had 80 people with me. And there I learned a lot, I would say, because when you are a leader of a team which is already going into the war, there is so much of learning. So I think I would start with the first point as my team spirit, where the team is above yourself, you know, and the kind of dedication and devotion these people have towards the country. Amazing. So when this was declared, the instructions came from air headquarters. My commanding officer, he got those instructions, and then I went to meet him in the headquarters, and he gave me that this is the there is an order which you need to prepare so many articles, missiles, and then how it, you have to calculate it down to your soldiers and how you need to work on that for the next 2 to 3 days. So I came back to my unit, and then my own, we call it flight office. And I this is again a term called fallen. So I called everybody out in 5 minutes. I said, okay, let's meet. So we all stood on the road. It was already evening, and I was addressing my soldiers, and I said, we have to start this. And first of all, we have to actually activate the recall plan. So Sahil, recall plan is actually where you have to call back everybody, because 20 to 30% people could be on leave at any point of time because it's such a
Yeah.
big unit. So then we initiated the recall plan, and I think I would say the recall plan is so strong. Those days, no mobile. Landline used to be luxury. I mean, a lot of people did not have a landline. So everybody had given us PCO number. STD PCOs used to be there. I'm talking about 99. So 2002, 2001, I'm talking about 2001 now. So then I told my warrant officer, the Subedar Sahab, his room is, the office was next to my own. So now I'm doing my work, and he's talking. He got his number through the exchange, and you won't believe what he said. He said he called up this couple. He came there and at the PCO, and he is telling him, अपना काम करने का वक्त आ गया है जिसके लिए हम यूनिफॉर्म पहनते हैं, कम बैक, जल्दी से तू कुछ भी हो, कल तू जो भी गाड़ी मिलती है उसको पकड़ के तू आ जा. I had goosebumps, and at the same time, I had a feeling of, so much of, proud in me that I have such a big team. I such a, leader of such a team where everybody is leader. I mean, you don't have to motivate them. They're all self-motivated. So
Right.
clarity is so much clarity is there. I was very happy, And next day I saw that person also, that couple. He came somehow. I think he must have boarded a bus in the night, and he was there in our office next day by 10 or 12 o'clock. So I think this was one which I learned about the team spirit. And, because when we are producing the missile, because my job was to convert the dead missile into the live missile and give it to the combat flight for firing. So when we are, preparing the missile, it is not, one team which work on this. It has small teams which will work in the different part of the missiles. They need to coordinate with each other. They need to give feedback to each other. The communication is very, very important. The transparent communication which we talk about in corporate also, it is everywhere important. But in defense, if the communication is broken, you can even lose the war. There is no chance, or we cannot take the chance for failure. If the missile doesn't, fire, it will miss the target, and the target is the enemy's aircraft. You cannot take the chance. If you don't kill that enemy's aircraft, it will kill you. So this was my learning, that how beautifully, or how the continuous feedback we keep giving, you know. And as I told you, when the war was there, 100% manpower is never there, because war, you are preparing yourself, but you never know when the war can happen. So then I think the multi-skilling, which is there in military, is so it is so important. So even I was trained, or you can say cross-trained. I was cross-trained in two systems. So if the other person is not there, so the missile, actually the process took place. We didn't stop there because 20%, 25% people were on leave, and we could actually do it. I think strongly, everything we could do it. That is what was my lesson. And I think next was the continuity training, I would say. So continuity training, what we say in corporate, like the training and development, so that is also there, very, very important. And it's a continuous process. So it is a continuous process because you have assessments. So suppose you are a missile engineer, and every year you have to go for some assessment, your upgradation. So there are categories you have to take, and then you have audit from the command and air headquarters. So you're always on toes. We were talking, you remember, I was saying you that we follow, more you sweat in peace, less you bleed in war. So really, that's why I think, yeah. So that's why I think Sahil, everything falls into place because we practice a lot. We are not casual. We are very, very meticulous. And I think the next lesson which I learned was on decision making. When you're in war, you have no time to think. It's already tactical, do and die. So there you have to take the right decisions and quick decisions, because everybody is depending on your decisions.
Right.
So this
So
was one of
Dimple, absolutely. So while you really drawn out great amount of similarities and overlaps between the forces and the corporate world or the civilian world, be it discipline that we pick up from the forces, be it precise communication, upskilling, regular training, and all of those things, right? What do you think, having been on both sides, what do you think is one of the most important things that civilians or the corporate world can pick up from the people from the forces, apart from all that you've already mentioned?
So first of all, I would say the similarity. The biggest similarity between the corporate and military is that we both believe that human resource is the strongest pillar. That's the similarity. And I think, Sahil, it is, I would say that both the world can learn from each other. I mean, the kind of crash facility for women employee we have in, corporate, we don't have at defense forces. Now, my eldest daughter, she's 19 years old. I know, I mean, I had tough time to bring her up also. So, but yes, defense is very, very, I think some process, some systems are very, very strong, like counseling process, the employee, engagement process we have. So every month, in my times, I remember every month we used to counsel. Even I used to get counseling by my, immediate senior. All the people are counsel, soldiers are counsel, and then quarterly, the commanding officer will also counsel, everyone. So this is the questions which we ask them there is not only the professional front, what are your motivators, how you're doing, what are your struggles, but also we check about the family, how your families are. Because Sahil, you won't believe 20 to 30% people are staying without the families. They stay in the mess. So if you're facing any kind of challenge from your family front, we just discuss with them upfront, how can we help them. So this is a continuous engagement process. We don't have to do the engagement survey or the pulse survey for this, because you always know what kind of engagement level, the real time engagement level, is your people ready for the war also. If they can they perform there. So this kind of engagement levels are there, and also I think the tendencies of people. If anybody can undergoing any kind of a pressure or suicidal tendency kind of a thing. So this is there, and I think related to this is that all of the soldier and officers, we all go for medical test annually, right? But this facility is also extended for the families, the family members, the women and the children. We have hospitals there. We encourage them. We have camps. Cancer camp would be there. Women camps would be there, where we will arrange these kind of facilities for all of them. We also have an organization called AFA. AFA is Air Force Wife Welfare Association. So all wives, soldiers' wife, officers' wife, they are part of it. And then it is at different level. It will be at the station level, then it is at the command level, then we have at the air headquarter level. So
Very nice.
the yeah, so there, the best part is we are counseling the women, the ladies. We are giving them the vocational training at different subject at a very low cost, because it's a no profit, no loss kind of a organization. Though continuously there are webinars being arranged for these women. So you have courses, the painting courses, you have driving courses, you have computer courses, and for the children also they are engaged. So this kind of benefit, I think, which I have seen there, which engages, it's a total family well-being, I would say. And I think if you ask me
Right.
another one, it is the mentor-mentee relationship. So, Sahil, the kind of mentor-mentee relationship which we have in defense forces, I have not seen it anywhere, because it's not time bound; it is lifelong. So I can give you one
Correct.
example, which I gave another platform also. So when we are actually training the pilots, so the senior pilot who is the mentor, he really takes care of the mentee. He teaches him or her or she. It could be anyone. And then in case the aircraft is going to actually there is a crash, chances are there, and they are not able to save the machine, they have to eject out of the aircraft. So
Hmm.
mentor will not eject unless and until the mentee has ejected. So just see the kind of jazba, I would say, because it's a fraction, it's a movement of fraction. So you, it can be death or life, anything. So the kind of this relationship I always, I think, cherish. Even I am today connected with my mentor, and I always name them Air Commodore Jha. Now he's retired. So I mean, I learn a lot from him, and still we are
Right.
connected.
Now,
Yes.
Dimple, thank you so much for actually giving us such a beautiful insight into the Air Force and the lives and the whole camaraderie and the ecosystem. It was so nice to know. But before we conclude, just one last question from my side. what do you miss the most about your Air Force days?
I think I miss my uniform, blue skies. So, my husband is still serving, so I don't miss that social part. Sometimes I miss when he's not posted in Delhi. Otherwise, mostly I miss my uniform, my course mates. So my course mates are also mostly, they are in corporate. We are still connected, but I think uniform, I would say, because other values which I have got from them, that has actually given me this great foundation, strong foundation. So those values are with me, those ethics are with me, commitment is with me, but I think I miss my uniform. Yes, I do miss my uniform.
So beautifully said. Dimple, thank you so much for joining us on Just Like That.
My pleasure, and all the very best, Sahil, for just like that. Many, many laurels and success to you. Thank you so much for inviting me once again here.